All right, let's dive in. Today we're looking at a fascinating new map for creativity, and it's called the 5QLN framework. Think of it as a guide, a set of principles to help us find our way in this wild new world where AI is changing, well, pretty much everything about how we create.
And this framework kicks off with a huge question, one that I think is on a lot of our minds. If AI can learn, process, and remix basically the sum total of human knowledge, what's our job anymore? What is uniquely left for us, for human beings, to actually do? And the answer is, well, it's a little surprising. It's not about trying to know more than the machine. The answer starts in the one place AI can't go. It's a place beyond computation, beyond data, a place called not knowing. So let's really frame this challenge, because what we're talking about here isn't just about getting a new app or a new tool. This is a fundamental shift in the reality of human creativity.
You see, AI is absolutely brilliant. It has achieved total mastery over what we can call the domain of the known. It can take everything that already exists, all the data, all the art, all the text, and just recombine it in incredible ways. And that's fantastic. It makes AI an unbelievable partner, but it also makes our unique role crystal clear. Our role has to be something else. And that's exactly where this framework comes into play. It's not a rigid instruction manual. It's a map to help us explore this new territory, this uniquely human space. Because not knowing isn't an empty void. It's not a lack of something. The framework calls it a fertile stillness. It's a state of pure potential, and it's a source from which all truly new, novel ideas originate. This framework is our guide for stepping into that stillness and bringing something back with us into the world. Okay, so the framework unfolds in 5 phases. The first 2 are all about capturing that initial spark of an idea and then understanding its deep inner pattern. And the metaphor they use is just perfect. It's like a seed growing into a tree. Everything begins right here. It doesn't start with a brainstorm or a strategic plan or a forced effort. It begins in a moment of quiet, receptive silence, just like a single seed waiting in the silent earth. This is the true starting point for creation in this model. So the first phase is start. And yeah, there's an equation, but don't let it scare you. It's actually really elegant. The whole idea here is to begin from a place of radical openness, what the framework calls infinite zero. That's the silent potential. And it's from that place that a real, authentic question just appears. This is a huge shift, right? It changes creativity from something our ego invents to something our intuition discovers. Let's just break that down real quick. Infinite zero, that's just a cool name for that state of not knowing. The arrow? Well, that's the magic spark of emergence. It's not forced, it just happens. And the question mark? That's the seed. That's the brand new, genuine inquiry that holds the DNA for everything that's about to come. So once that seed has sprouted, we move into the growth phase. Now, this is super important. This isn't about adding a bunch of random features or ideas. It's about a coherent unfolding of the idea's core identity, its essence, its DNA. This ensures the idea stays true to itself, that the original spark doesn't get watered down. It's all about depth, not just adding more stuff. And again, the symbols make perfect sense when you look at them. Alpha, that's the core essence, the idea's DNA. That triple bar symbol, it just means the essence stays identical, it stays true. And alpha prime, that's all the different ways that essence shows up. The roots, the leaves, the branches. They all look different, but they all come from the exact same pattern. It's all about coherence. Okay, let's move on to the next 2 phases. Our idea has its core pattern. It's growing true to itself. But now, it needs to find its place in the world and discover its natural momentum. Oh, this comparison just nails the feeling of these next 2 phases. Quality is all about finding your place, right? Like a tree instinctively turning its leaves to find the sun. It's about a kind of static alignment. But power, that's about finding your flow. Like a river carving its path downhill, not with force, but with gravity. It's about dynamic, effortless action. The quality phase is all about resonance. It's that click you feel when your unique project just fits, when it finds this perfect, unforced connection with the wider world. And this is the key to not wasting your energy, you know? It's the difference between trying to swim upstream and just finding the current that's already going your way. In this equation, phi is your project's unique identity, its special vibe. Omega, that's the universal context. You know, the sun, the wind, the way things are. And that intersection symbol right in the middle, that's the magic. That's the moment of resonance, that feeling of rightness when the two just align perfectly. So once you're aligned, the project finds its power. And again, this has nothing to do with brute force. It's about being effective without all the struggle and striving. This totally redefines what it means to be productive. It's not about working harder. It's about finding those exact points where the tiniest bit of energy creates the biggest possible impact.
This equation is really just a tool for your perception. That ratio of energy to value, delta E over delta V, think of it like a lens. It's that gut feeling that tells you you're either pushing a boulder uphill or just giving it a gentle nudge to roll downhill. Paying attention to that feeling reveals the natural gradient, the path of least resistance, the path of flow. And all of this brings us to the fifth and final phase of the cycle. This is where your creative work truly becomes a gift to the world, and it's a gift that keeps on giving. And the metaphor of the tree just completes itself so beautifully here. The tree bears fruit. That apple you can hold in your hand, that's the local, tangible result. But what's inside the apple? Seeds. That's the global, propagating potential for a whole new forest. The ultimate goal isn't just to make a thing. It's to create something generative that sparks new beginnings for others. And this quote just perfectly captures the spirit of this whole framework. Creation isn't about forcing and planning and struggling. It's about creating the right conditions for something new to emerge and then following its natural, effortless path out into the world. So after all that, what does this mean for our relationship with AI? Well, it points to a really exciting new kind of partnership. Our role is to be the exclusive gateway to the unknown, to that infinite zero. AI's role is to be the powerful master of everything that's already known. You put those two together, and you get an authentic, creative flow like we've never seen before. This division of labor is absolutely crucial. We don't try to compete with AI on its home turf, in the domain of knowledge. It's not a competition. We act as conduits for genuine novelty, and AI becomes our structural partner, helping us shape, build, and manifest that novelty in the world. And this brings us right back to the very beginning. The framework is powerful, but it all starts in that fertile stillness. So the real takeaway is a question for you. It's the start of your own creative journey. What authentic question is waiting right now to emerge from your silence?